Everybody, today I'm going to talk about what I watched in July, as in movies and TV shows. Uh, and I will actually just do my movies because I mostly just watched movies this month. I watched 10 movies, so definitely less than what I read. I read more. Usually I watch a lot more. And no, I didn't. So the first movie I watched was Great Expectations, and I rented this from Redbox. Definitely check that out if you have ever heard of it. Great Expectations is about a boy named Pip, and he gets sent. He lives on this small town, and somebody notices him, and he's like working as a um, on like iron work where you heat iron and stuff, um, or welding. And so he works with his stepfather, I believe. I believe it's his stepfather. And he gets sent to get an education to be a gentleman. And there he meets a lot of boys. It's like a boys' school. And they kind of pick on him. These boys pick on him and stuff. He also finds true love. It's a really wonderful movie. So I highly suggest you check that one out. The second movie I watched was in the theater, and this was called Transformer: Age of Extinction. This one was actually really, really good. It's definitely takes kind of where the Transformers are supposed to protect the Earth, and kind of the aftermath of that fact that they kind of, you know, basically demolished or ruined some of the buildings, and took that after the second movie and kind of had an aftermath of it. This has a different main character. He's an older guy who's an inventor, or wants to be an inventor, and he has a daughter, and it's really, really an awesome, very awesome movie. So, yeah. The third movie I watched was Silent Bob and Jay Strikes Back. I didn't really look at the title, but this one was really interesting too. I watched this. I don't actually own this movie. I watched it at a friend's house, and it was on, and we decided to watch the whole thing. And this movie takes place with. This is the second movie of Silent Bob and Jay, and I really love those characters. There's one that talks and one that doesn't, and he signs, and it's just really funny. There's a lot of pop culture in that movie, like spoof pop culture. One of my favorite lines is when I believe Silent Bob is stuck in this like sewage pipe, and somebody like the Jay pulls him out, and he falls, and he's like, it's just like Winnie the Pooh, and it was just really great. Yeah. Um, Made me really laugh. The fourth movie I watched was also I guess, um, a movie that I own, but I don't think I have. I don't know why, but yeah. It is called The Magician's Sorcerer, and this one is a really good movie. I absolutely love it. It's about this guy who finds this ring, and um and he it basically shows that he is a wizard, and he is the next heir to Merlin, because Merlin passed away and died. And so he's supposed to kind of like save the world and get rid of Morgana and stuff. It's a really, really great Disney film. I think this is one of the best live action films that I've seen Disney do. It's really good. It's really good up there. Number 5 movie I watched was Stardust. Stardust is a really good book, a really good movie, not a book. It's also a book too, by Neil Gaiman. But Stardust is about a star in the sky that falls down and lands on Earth, and kind of it also has this story where there's a wall, and over the wall is where the magic world is, and the other half of the wall is the non-magic. So there's really a realism, fantasy realism, which I absolutely love. Fantasy realism, and there's a witch, and it's the witches are done very well. I believe there are ghosts in this movie. It's just really well done, and I highly suggest you watch it. There's also a pirate, but he comes kind of in the middle, maybe, yeah. So, and number 6 movie I watched was Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. This one is definitely a really interesting movie. It's very different than, well, there is some similarities between the book and the movie, but I really love the book better, obviously. And but I also loved what I seem to remember when reading Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, or not the Prisoner of Azkaban, the Order of the Phoenix, is when Miss Umbridge takes Harry Potter, and to do detention, he always writes, "I must not tell lies." And at first, it doesn't even show up on his hand, and it like gradually shows up, and it's gradually like imprinted, and then it's like actually there, imprinted in his hand. Whereas this movie, they just like he writes it down one time, and then it just appears on his hand. And I don't know if that's like, I don't know. It's a pretty good, accurate interpretation if the book was condensed and shorter. But other than that, yeah, I really did like this movie. The 7th movie I watched was Grown Ups 2, and this one's hilarious. This one's about kind of different characters, and how they kind of different families, and how they kind of like get together and have this kind of comedy adventure. It's really funny and great. The 8th movie I watched was The 40-Year-Old Virgin. I watched some of it. I didn't watch the whole thing, and I have seen this. It's a really good movie. It's about a guy who is a virgin, obviously, and he's 40 years old, obviously, and how he kind of finds true love, and, gets to, make love and stuff. It's really, really good. I absolutely love that movie, even though it's like crude and very, you have to be in the mood to watch it. Okay, number 9 I watched was The Legend of Hercules. This one I watched on not Netflix, on demand, and I liked it, but I passed out. To be honest, I don't know what it was. Maybe the story was too boring, or I know about Hercules already. Maybe I've seen it before. I don't know what it was. That day I was just like, I'm tired, clunk out. And the 10th movie I watched this movie, I believe, on Wednesday. Yeah, I watched this movie on Wednesday. This movie is about a girl named Lucy, and she gets kidnapped by these people, and they put a drug, highly like a pregnancy drug or something, into her system so that she can ship it to somewhere in different countries and stuff. And basically, she is taken to this prison place one time, and this guy basically kicks her, then enabling these crystals or medication to leak out of her system into a system, and gaining her knowledge in using more than 10% of the brain. So she starts. The movie is really interesting. I really like the dynamic where when they tell us, they view us, or they tell us, like how many percentage does Lucy has been using of the brain. And it's really interesting. They also have Morgan Freeman in there, and Morgan Freeman is an excellent actor. I suggest you highly check out all of his movies because he is excellent. Number one reason why I went to see Lucy was because of him. And he plays a professor that's kind of studying how that we only use 10% of the brain, and how to raise that knowledge and what we could potentially be able to use. He talks about the movement of bodies, how you can move bodies, and control people and stuff like that. So I really highly suggest you check out this movie. It's really good. It's really interesting. It's more of a thinking movie, which I always love. And that is it for the July movies that I watched. And I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, and just subscribe. Tell me if you what's your favorite movie this month. And yeah, and that's it. And have a great day. Bye.